What's up, Fresh Coast gamers? Sorry it's been so long. We haven't put up a battle report in several months. It's just been a busy winter and into spring. When the school year ends, it's always busy for us teachers. But it's Friday. I don't teach summer school on Fridays, and Mike is playing hooky. So we decided to get in our first official Fresh Coast gaming game of 40K 8th edition. We have been looking at these rules now for a while. I've gotten to play 1.5 full games, and everything we have seen so far is really, really exciting. There's going to be some really cool things that happen in 8th edition. The only thing we think are, I guess I won't speak for Mike. The only thing I think is lacking is some more definition and some more pizzazz for the armies. The indexes are cool. It's great to have all the rules at once, but there's some of them are still lacking in some of the unique flavor they used to have. But I think, just like we saw with Age of Sigmar, the army books that are going to come out eventually are going to fix that. So we've got a double header today. We're going to play using power levels because we really think this is a fun way to use it. It's really fast to build an army, and most people are not going to be shenanigan-y with it, in our group at least. So we have 2 narrative missions we're going to be playing. The first one is, Patrol?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to play the Patrol mission. This is a 50 power level game. I am going to be using my Harlequins for the first part of 8th edition, pretty much exclusively, until I think I got them down. And then I'm going to be adding to my Skitarii stuff, and then maybe throwing some Dark Eldar and playing with how detachments and armies work together in 8th edition. Mike is going to be really focusing on his Genestealer cult that he started building towards the end of 7th, and then dusting off the Tyranids. You can see them in the back over there, because one of the cool things is with a fresh start for the entire game, it seems like every army is viable. Every army is good. Oscar's orcs, he's super excited about them.
He'll eventually need a bucket.
Yeah, he will need a bucket just to roll one shooting attack with his Vikers. So anyway, let's take a look at what we have for our armies. Then we'll come back to the table and look at deployment, and then get some dice rolling. All right, so here we have the Mask of the Black Hole Sun. 50 power points. We've got a Troop Master with a Power Sword and a Fusion Pistol. A Shadow Seer with a Neuro Disruptor. She has Fog of Dreams as her psychic power. 2 troops. There are 2 Fusion Pistols and 2 Harlequin Kisses in this squad. 2 Fusion Pistols, a Caress, and a Harlequin Kiss in that squad. And they're both in Starweaver transports. And then I have 6 Skyweaver jet bikes. The red ones have shuriken cannons, and the blue ones have haywire blasters. And there's Zephyr Glaive in each group. This is one group of 6 because the one thing power levels don't allow me to do without sacrificing some power points is bring 3 of these. I have to get 2 for every 5 points. So the only way I can fit it into a patrol detachment is to have all 6 in one squad, I should say. But that's okay, because split fire is a thing, and they can all just start throwing Star Bolus and shooting Star Cannon or Shuriken Cannons and Haywire Cannons all over the place, and they don't care. So 50 points, single patrol detachment, so I have 3 command points to work with, and my Warlord trait gives my Troop Master. Actually, no, I'm sorry, I'm going to make it in the Shadow Seer, just to maybe give me a little hedging my bets against some Perils of the Warp, but she has Feel No Pain 6+. Let's see what Mike's got. All right, go ahead, Mike. Tell us what you got.
Sure. So these are the Saviors. That's the name of my Genestealer cult. This is Father Larsa. He's a patriarch, and this is Magister Balventius. And they don't really have any options other than familiar, so they didn't take those. My Genestealers, I have 20 of these with Rending Claws and Scything Talons.
Cool. And Genestealers and Genestealer cults are really nasty again.
Yeah, they can ambush and stuff. So, and then I have my Aberrants, and they all have power hammers. 2 of the guys have picks, but
they're all power hammers.
Yeah, they look like a hammer kind of. So, and they are riding in the Goliath Rock Grinder, which has a heavy seismic cannon and a heavy stubber, and a cache of demolition charges.
Cool.
And then these are my neophytes, and they all have auto guns. They have a cult icon. Their leader has a power maul, and then there's a mining laser and a seismic cannon in there as well, and 2 grenade launchers, which look pretty cool.
So just to clarify, when we're using the power level points, how long did it take you to put an army together using power levels?
It's pretty fast.
Yeah, like mine, 5-10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just because I was trying to tweak things and bring as much as I could into 50 points.
And it's nice that, like if you had something that you used in 7th edition, but in 8th edition, the points for it are really wonky. It's not a big deal. You can just put them in there. You know? Like hand flamers for acolytes and stuff went up a bunch of points.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't take them.
Yeah, we're talking about when we say points now, we're talking like match play points. Yeah,
in a match play game, I don't know if I would take them, but in this kind of game, it's kind of cool.
And I think in the long run, it's going to balance out. I mean, again, it's part of that gentleman's agreement, knowing who you're playing with. If you're playing with a group of people who are going to just abuse the points and like fully load it, which is why I didn't do that with my Harlequins. I also don't have the models to really do that. I have a lot of Harlequins that are just sword and shuriken pistols. But yeah, you could give everyone a fusion pistol and a caress. Why not? But why? I mean, you're gonna have a hard time finding an opponent, I think, if you did that. So within our group, we all know each other real well, and we all know not to be a jerk to each other, and so that's it. I'm gonna put my transport back on the table, and we'll explain the mission in a minute. All right, so we're back with the deployment of my transport, and there's a troop and my Shadow Seer in there. Mike is going to kind of go over the mission for us real quick.
Yeah, so basically this is the first time I'm playing 8th edition, so we wanted to try out just some smaller, 50 power levels, and the mission is actually called Patrol, which is kind of cool. 2 patrols coming in and meeting each other in the battlefield, and basically they just want to kill each other before they can get back to their main forces and report on what's going on out there. We start off in the little table corners, so I'm over here, Josh is over there. You put 3 units on the board, so I have 1, 2, 3, and Josh has 1 plus 2 inside of his thing.
And you're required to put 1 troop on the table.
And then everybody else is going to come on later on, depending on a dice roll, and then you can use stratagems to kind of influence that as well. So.
Oh, Mike has a patrol detachment, by the way. I don't think we mentioned that. So we both have 3 command points.
Yep. Yeah, it would be kind of hard to get anything bigger than that, I think.
Yeah, and 50 power points, you can. You're going to be a little bit neutered if you try it. Yeah, exactly. So we're going to roll off to see who goes first, I think, right? This mission is a roll-off. It doesn't matter about deployment because it's narrative.
You can use 2 command points to roll 2 dice and take the highest.
I'm not going to do that. I'll take a roll-off. So we're going to roll off and get to the top of turn 1. All right, turn 1 was really fast. My transport came zipping up, advanced, and then fired its 2 assault weapon shuriken cannons at Mike's Goliath. I only managed to hit it twice, I believe, and I didn't do a single wound on it. No, I did 1 wound. Mike made his save, though, because he had cover. He was way more than 50% obscured by that crate, but he rolled a 3 up to make the save. And then his return fire, nothing even hit me because Mirage launchers are really cool on Harlequin vehicles. Everything's -1, and then everything he shot at, except for the grenade launchers in the squad, were at -1 as well because they were heavy weapons. So having everything kind of universally work for every unit really does simplify the game, but it doesn't simplify it to a point where it's really too simple, if you know what I mean. I mean, it's really cool that the tank can move and fire its heavy weapons, but just at -1. But a lot of tanks have rules that say they don't have that penalty. A lot of units do. So that really does make it cool. So anyway, I'm going to start rolling for my reserves, see if I get anything coming in turn 2. Top of turn 2, I managed to get both my reserve squads on. My first Star Weaver came flying over this way to get some shots on the, what are they called again? Neophytes. I keep wanting to call them acolytes. The neophytes right here. The other one came flying over this piece of terrain and did the same. I managed to kill 6 of them with shuriken cannon shots, but they didn't lose any to morale. My jet bikes came flying in on that flank. 3 haywire cannons in front. Managed to do nothing to the Goliath. 4+. Well, that was from the haywire cannons. Haywire cannons did nothing. 4+ to do mortal wounds from them. Yeah, that didn't help. So I took 1 wound off with a shuriken cannon. That was it. So it's down a single wound, but otherwise still fresh and ready to go. Mike's going to roll to see if he gets his reserves in.
After the move, right?
Yeah, at the end of the movement. Yep. So you do your moves and then roll your reserves and do your reserve movements. Bottom of 2 coming up. Bottom of turn 2 was brutal. Mike got both his reserves in. The Genestealers rolled a 6 for their cult ambush and then showed up right behind my jet bikes. As you can see, there are no jet bikes left. I only managed to kill 4 of them. I used my last 2 command points to go first to try to knock a few more off. And I did. I got 4 of them, but something like 64 attacks just from the Genestealers. Stupid. And they ripped through all my bikes. I had 1 guy left with his full complement of wounds, but the squad had lost 5, so my morale check, I rolled a 4, which gave me a 9, which is 1 more than my leadership, and he ran away. Not cool. So that's first blood from Mike, and that's a lot. That's 15 of my 50 command points, or power points gone right there. He also did 4 wounds to my transport here from some really lucky shooting attacks, needing 6s to hit with almost everything thanks to moving heavy weapons and my mirage launchers. But it's still alive, so I'm gonna blow this flank away this turn in turn 3. The funny news that happened was it the Magus?
Yeah.
He rolled a 1. He rolled a 1 for his cult ambush, and I said, pick these 2 table edges, and he ended up coming in over there, so he's got to run. Mike realized when we were rolling the combat over here that he could have just used a command point to re-roll that. But hey, first game, you're going to make some mistakes. Would have been a 6, so he could have shown up anywhere. Yay for Mike's forgetfulness. Moving into the top of turn 3, let's see if I can't blunt this flank and keep just scooting away from those Genestealers and pepper them with some shuriken cannon shots. Top of turn 3, like I said, I was going to grab that flank, and I certainly did. The Shadowseer alone dropped 6, I believe, 6 of the Acolytes with her grenade launcher and a smite attack. And then she killed 1 in combat, and their Harlequins finished the others. There's a lot of neat synergy tricks we can do with Harlequins, like charging in the transport first to soak up Overwatch fire, which I did, and it didn't take a wound. And then hit and run after it if I was still stuck in combat. That would be another easy choice to make. Jump out, turn around, shoot, come back in. Very cool. That transport managed to kill 2 more Genestealers, I believe, whittling them down, and I'm just going to kind of keep them away from me while I use my speed and run away. That Goliath, though, I got to worry about. Those aberrants are going to come out and try to get into combat with my Harleys. I got no command points to go first, so if they manage to, it's going to hurt. Bottom of turn 3, the aberrants got out and charged at my Harlequins. Managed to kill 2 of them with the rending claws. Actually, I think you shot one of them down with the cannon off the Goliath, and then killed 1 in combat. Only 1 though, but I only managed to do 1 wound in return, which is terrible. But I didn't take enough casualties to make me lose a morale check. So they are okay. I'm going to hit and run out of there and fusion pistol that Goliath to death. That's going to be fun. And then charge the aberrants in return, I believe. I'll do something shenanigan-y. The Magister over here, Magus, got into smite range on my transport, and then I denied it with my Shadowseer. And smite over here failed on that transport, and these Genestealers just ran out. But the Goliath revved its engines, engaged the drills, and just mowed right over my Star Weaver. Only did 1 wound, but I only had 1. Yeah, only had 1 left. Yeah, 7 swings, hitting on 5s wasn't easy, but he got the 1 he needed. So Mike now has 2 kill points to my 1, and we're gonna go into the top of turn 4. Top of turn 4, I continue to whittle down the Genestealers with my transport, running away and just peppering it with shuriken cannon shots. I did put a wound on the Magus from a pistol from the transport. That was pretty cool. Everybody hit and ran out of combat. I took 4 wounds off the Goliath with fusion pistols, and then charged in back of the aberrants, along with the Shadowseer. Smite did not work for me, and neither did Fog of Dreams, so they're still hitting normally against me. But I managed to kill 1 outright with the grenade launcher on the Shadowseer's back, and then killed another 1 in combat, put a wound on a 3rd, and they failed to do anything in return. I made the invuln save against the hammer that hit the Shadowseer back. So Mike made his morale check, though. They're still fine. The Goliath is down to 5 wounds, I believe. 5 wounds left?
4.
4 wounds left. And that's it. Magister's down to 4 also. 3. He starts at 4. And the Genestealers are still trucking their way over. So we're going to move into the bottom of turn 4. I only have 1 kill point still from killing the Acolytes, and Mike has 2. Bottom of 4 coming up. Bottom of turn 4, the Magus keeps running forward. Got close enough to try to do some psychics. Failed on a smite roll on the Star Weaver, but managed to put the horror on my Shadowseer, which actually didn't do anything because I rolled really high on my hit rolls. The Goliath got in there and smacked her with the Rock Grinder for 2 damage, I think it was. No, 3. So she has 2 wounds remaining. And then the aberrants attacked her and the Harlequins back, but again did nothing and made my invuln saves, which is awesome. And then I wiped them out with Harlequin swings, regular Harlequin swings. The what's it again? The big Genestealer is the what?
Patriarch.
The Patriarch, that's right. Patriarch rolled a 9 or 10 on its charge range. Yeah, it rolled a 10 and got in on a long charge, but only managed to do 3 wounds to it. Was it 3? Yeah, 3 wounds to that. So it's okay. My transport's still got 3 left. The other Genestealers also rolled a 10, but because he was in their way, they had to climb over the crates to get there, so it was minus on their charge roll, and they couldn't get in because they needed a 9. So now I am going to go in the top of turn 5 and try to kill some characters. Actually, I think that's where I'm going to go this turn. That turned out to be a pretty big turn for me. The Harlequins and the Shadowseer ganged up and killed the Magus on the other side of the wall. I hit and ran. I did not hit and ran. I fell back with the transport from the Patriarch. The guys jumped out first, and then they shot at and charged him. I did nothing with fusion pistols except over here when I blew up the Goliath. Actually, you know what? I had to blow up the Goliath with my Phantasm launcher on the Shadowseer. 1 mortal wound. It's pretty cool. I haven't missed that yet in like 2 games shooting that thing with her. She's done at least 1 mortal wound every time she's fired it, so that's pretty cool. And then I charged at the Patriarch, hit him all 5 times with the Troop Master, wounded 4 times, and Mike failed 3 of the saves, and the Patriarch went down. But I'm still staring down all those Genestealers. That's a lot of dice coming at me this turn. My Harleys are going to not go first. But the Troop Master and the rest of the guys will get the counter charge if we go on to turn 6. So bottom of 5 coming up. All right, so that's the end of the game. The Genestealers managed to get a charge off. It wasn't hard. They rolled a 6 for their advance, and then they have the ability to advance and charge in the same turn. So they had a 14-inch move and then a 1-inch charge to get onto my troop. They killed them and then are surrounding the Troop Master. But he's not afraid because he could just jump out, fusion pistol, and jump right back in, and then I'd have everything else be able to shoot at them as well. So I would be able to take out those Steelers pretty easily in my turn 6 if we got there. But game ends at the top of turn 5. We roll it. Mike managed to get another kill point right there for killing that troop, which gives him 3 for the game and 5 for me. So that is a victory for me, and that's my first victory in 8th edition in 3 games. So, yay for me. Pretty cool. First one I videotaped. Maybe things are going to change for me in 8th edition. So, thanks for watching. We're going to do our doubleheader after we get some lunch. We'll come back. We're going to play a 100-point power level game, much bigger, and some more shenanigan-y stuff going on. It's stretching my Harlequin collection to the limit, so this is going to be pretty cool. Thanks for watching again.